jumping onto open data, so there's a lot of confusion just generally between fair and open data and whether they're the same or whether they're different. I think it's very important that they are actually different, because data can be fair and not open, and it can be open but not fair. So fair stands for findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So if you take a data set and you dump it on your own website, it's open. Anybody can see it. Anyone can see that it's there, you know, the public, your fellow scientists, whatever. However, it's not findable because your website is not going to come up in any kind of searches or databases. How would anyone know to look? It's not accessible in the sense that it's not presented in a way that ensures understanding. It's just numbers on a screen. It's not interoperable because it's not formatted. So it's not formatted to be machine readable. And it's not reusable because there's no license for it, such as CC by NC, so a Creative Commons license. So just because it's there, does that mean I can use it, or can I not use it? Or, you know, without a license, it's not, the legality of it is not clear. You wouldn't be confident. So that's an example of an open data set that is not fair. Conversely, you can put a data in a permission-only database where it is fair, but researchers who want access to it must ask, because say it's sensitive, it deals with, I don't know, development of viruses or medical data or so forth. So I actually did a paper on this in my last job on data governance, and these big databases where you have to show, sometimes you have to show ethics approval for your project just to get at the data if it's really, you know, sensitive stuff. But it is still fair because it's findable and it is accessible, but with permission. So I think those are two really key things that have been brought up, and it's really good to understand that that difference.
Yeah, I mean, and that brings me to the importance of something you've mentioned as well, is data management plans.
Yeah.
And I think increasingly, again, with the support of, this is where research managers are crucial, is ensuring that that everyone thinks about what their data is going to comprise, where it's going to be stored, how it's going to be reusable and interoperable, and all those kinds of things that you've mentioned under the FAIR. Because if you don't do that right back at the beginning, it will be hopeless to try and do it at the end when you've got data and you know your way through it, but can anybody else find their way through it? And that, you know, that doesn't just apply to, you know, numerical data sets. That applies just as much to qualitative data sets. So I think having a data management plan is, and again, thinking about open access and open science tools at that stage can make the plan for openness further down the line much more doable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a big believer in data management plans, and also I come from kind of an ethics background. So I was the ethics manager on the Human Brain Project, and before that, research integrity officer. So I'm very much of the mindset of let's set up all the rules for this project before the project starts. You know, who's going to publish, who's going to be cited, and where's the data going to go, and, you know, everything like that. So I come from that kind of mindset of let's establish things.
No, I couldn't agree more. And when I'm talking to students and we're thinking about ethics and applying for ethics approval, it's not scary. Actually, for me and for research managers, I think it offers an opportunity to just think through those questions that might be coming up and lay some ideas out. And I think, you know, ethically we should do that, you know, as soon in the project as we possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Ethics actually is a nice segue, because the next question that I often get asked is, okay, you want us to have open data. And again, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what open data means. And you get life science researchers saying, you're kidding me, I work with, you know, pediatrics. you want me to put children's data on the internet? Like, no, that's not what we want. So I get these questions about, well, okay, what about ethics, sensitive data, and what about commercialization? So for the first question, I say what I've just said. FAIR is not open, and you can make your data secure without making it inaccessible. Also, there are so many tools now for anonymization and pseudo-anonymization, which you can and should utilize as researchers. For the second question, it is more complicated, and it's one of those it depends things. So, researchers will say, well, what if I can, patent something, or can I, use my data for a pharmaceutical company or whatever? But I think sometimes some data can be made fair and open, and sometimes not all of it. And I think at the end of the day, you really have to talk to your tech transfer or your research and business departments. And I think they need to be open. So if you kind of work in one of those departments or adjacent to them, one thing that you can really do is talk to your colleagues about fair and open data and get yourself up to speed on that. So I think it's really important to try and get that message out to other colleagues.
Yeah, it echoes what you were saying earlier. It's about doing what you can.
Yes.
It's about doing what you can. And if there comes a point when you can't, if up to that point you have been open and transparent, people are much more likely to be understanding and get the reason why for that one particular area. Maybe it's to do with personal information. You can't. So I think it's do what you can is a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.